We're back once again beside the St. Lawrence River here in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix. The event first moved to a variant of this track back in 1978, and it was won by none other than Gilles Villenueve, the first Canadian to ever win his home race, and in whose honour the circuit would be renamed. It's one of the fastest races of the season here at the Circuit Gilles Villenueve, with around 60% of this 2.7-mile circuit taken at full throttle. There are 14 corners to navigate, the very last of which has its very own infamous history and could be the cause of a safety car today. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday and he'll start from pole position. And Kamui Kobayashi completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Russell, Hamilton, Oscar Piastri, Leclerc, Fernando Alonso, the captain, Sainz, Ocon, Stroll, Gasly, Magnussen, Ricciardo, Hülkenberg, Perez, Albon, Sargent, Bottas, Tsunoda, and Zhou Guanyu. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Welcome to Driving Immersion for the immersive racing experience. We drive full-length races in full simulation, the way F124 is meant to be played. From the driver's cockpit with a Fanatec force feedback wheel and pedal set. If you enjoy the racing here at Driving Immersion, give us a like and subscribe. It helps us reach other race fans like you. In addition, you will be notified when the next race is available. Our content is on Facebook in HD and on YouTube in Ultra HD. Here we are once again at the Circuit Gilles Villenueve. It is what we can consider our home track, being located in North America. It is one of the tracks that we can say we have actually walked on. Montreal has been part of the Formula One calendar since 1967, except for 2020 and 2021 as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. The race is usually sold out, meaning no tickets are available for sale by race weekend. That includes general admission tickets, meaning no seats. So it's very popular here on the North American continent. So it's a real treat being here on the island, having a look around and touring the city of Montreal. Here is our setup for the race. We are given a choice of a 2-stop or a 3-stop. I think we're going to reduce this just to a 1-stop, as the yellow tires, which are the medium tires, can last pretty long, and the hard tires, the white tires, last even longer than that. And here we are looking at the timing, what we were going to expect to gain as a result of our strategy. We're going to stretch the medium tires right here. We can see we can get about 36, 37 laps out of them, meaning that they last a long time. And if you look to the right at the white area there on the graph, that is the timing and performance of the hard tires. And you can see here that by the end of the race, they're actually still in very good shape. So we are going to cut this down to just a single stop. And then we're going to adjust the medium tires here. And I think we can stretch them all the way up to, should be 31 based on the time, which is in red. So it's 8 seconds, 8.2 seconds longer than having a 3-stop. Using 2 yellows. So 8 seconds is not too much, and if you mess it up at the pits, you can lose that, certainly. So not a big risk here to just go with a single stop, and we'll certainly save some time. So let's have a look at our setup here, and again, this is based off of the higher top speed or lower downforce setting, but not the lowest downforce. And we were actually able to circle the track with wings as low as 3 in the front, 3 in the rear, and we just put it up to 5 here, being that the race today is cloudy. We don't expect any rain, but we figure the track is going to be just a little bit cool. Here we go onto our formation lap. As you can see, again, we are starting from P9. So not too far back in the pack, but just ahead of the middle. And up ahead is our teammate Kamui Kobayashi.
So our system checks are good. We need to stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some load into the tyres and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of this lap.
So So after a quick sprint through turns 1 and 2, we are arriving here at turn 3 and 4. Both are similar to chicanes. Sweeping right here, and that is turn number 5. Turn number 6 here is to the left, and again a very quick right-hander back to number 7. And again, very much like a chicane. And that's going to bring us to the first DRS zone. Right under the bridge here, and that's going to take us to a right-hander, turn 8. Turn left here, and that's turn 9. We sweep to the left, and we are going to pass the DRS timing zone into the hairpin. Very slow here, second or third gear. And again, we're going to be fighting traction here as we accelerate out onto a very long straight. Turn 11 right here under the bridge. Just a very slight right-hander. And again into a DRS zone. And here we will be hitting our top speed just before we get to turn 12 and 13. And number 13 there on your right, that is the Wall of Champions. Very famous here in Canada, at the track of Montreal, as the cars will be very close to just brushing the wall. Sometimes they'll actually touch, and in the past it's caused a lot of accidents.
Superb parking there, mate. Let's make sure we get the edge.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out our channel, and it's free. So again, looking at the sky, just overcast. Again, no forecast for rain, but it can happen. 5 lights out, and it's a go. And immediately we pick up a couple of places here. That is Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes, just to our right. And we did collide with him.
He's on the inside.
The damage indicator on the HUD did come up. Everything's still green, however, so we're going to continue on. Now we did collide with Lewis Hamilton again through 3 and 4, and if you're looking at his car, his end plate on the left side is missing again, just like it was in Monte Carlo. So we'll see how long he'll go through the race with a broken wing. But back to the 66, approaching the hairpin. Very hard stop here.
That's Verstappen just ahead.
And before the end of lap 1, we are up to P4 from P7. And here down the straight, we're going to have a look at Max Verstappen, and we're going to get him as we are on the inside of turn 12. Now we are P3 with our teammate just ahead, who's in second place.
That's our teammate, so we don't want to have any collisions.
So DRS is active now.
But Lando is getting away. Gotta get past our teammate here, who's on the hard tires.
Watch out for understeer in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push, push.
So again, with team development, you can see here that our teammate is a lot faster than when he started the season with us. And Kamui is again challenging us for spots on the grid, but here into the hairpin, we're going to get underneath. And we can't sit patiently by waiting for the race to come to us. We have to get to Lando Norris as he is in first place.
Seconds now.
And this beginning of the race, we don't know how fast he's going to be, so we can't just let him get away. Coming in through 12 and 13, and once again to cross the start-finish line. Our third DRS zone.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race.
Turn 2 to the right here.
We got
Again,
that all
very
wrong.
slow. Fighting for traction. And lap 3, that is Lando Norris in the McLaren just ahead of us. He's not quite able to get away and disappear, so it's very possible that we may have a chance to
No tyre concerns at the moment. Just focus on the driving.
race with him. looking at the standings on the upper left of the screen, Kamui is now 1.4 seconds behind. He did start the race in a set of the hard white tires, so definitely he's got a different strategy for the race. And the 66 Mars Medina here with Lando Norris, both on yellows.
Really not within DRS.
I believe we're looking back at the number 66 here from Lando Norris. Again, coming in through turn 1. Turn 2 here to the right. Patiently apply the throttle. So if you got to look there at turn 3, which is to the right, and it goes downhill or downwards because it's not much of a hill, there is actually a big patch of concrete to the right of the apex that we skip over.
Very poor turn in here with this car.
However, from the cockpit you don't see that it's there, so you just have to trust that you're able to drive on it, and we will for most of the race. Coming in through the hairpin, we are very close to Lando Norris. We should be in DRS at this point. There is the line, and you can see there that it is activated. Having a look at our rear wing. And having the DRS available to us through the start-finish line.
Nice move. Keep going.
So we're in the lead.
We are going to be able to get past Lando Norris and McLaren. So after 5 laps, we are P1. And we did set our wings pretty low for downforce, but it's not the lowest that it can be. Again, you can actually run this track at 3 and 3, but we figure we need a little bit more to at least save our tires. Again, this is a full race, so it is a consideration. And riding there with Lando Norris, you can see the 66 is not able to simply just get away, and Lando is going to have the DRS available to him this time around. Doesn't look like he's close enough, but we'll have to wait until we get through 12 and 13. There he is. Let's see if he's going to make a run for the lead. Nope, not this time around. So again, exiting out of turn 2, very patiently wait for the car to run flat. Otherwise, you'll just lose traction, wear out your tires, and lose time. Very wide there for the 66 coming into turn number 6. DRS here available for Lando Norris. If you look at his rear view, you can see that his wing was open. Turn 8, turn 9.
Doing a lot of locking up on the tires. Lap 30.
Yeah, so the very slow turns that open up to a long straight are going to kill the rear tires. And having a look at the steering wheel, you can see that the rear tires are already warmer than the front tires, and putting more air didn't solve any heating problems. So we're going to solve that with just some mild acceleration out, at least try to. Coming in through turn 7, approaching 8 and 9. And Kamui is back up to Lando Norris. Let's see if he gives him a challenge here, coming in through the hairpin. Nope, Lando's got the right turn. And nothing doing for Kamui. He will have his DRS here as well. So let's see if there's a race between the two. There's Kamui, he pulls out, and he's on the outside coming in through 12 and 13. Lando Norris, being the more reasonable,
teammate, he got ahead.
is going to let him go.
So Kamui is back in second.
So our team, Driving Immersion, is 1 and 2 for the Canadian Grand Prix. But it's a long race. Coming in through 8 and 9 again. And it looks like Kamui is very racy. As we cross the DRS detection line, he is certainly within range here. So we do expect a challenge. Looks like the 66 has got a very good exit out of the hairpin. And there's just no doubt about it, you're going to use your ERS here on the long straights. And the thing with F124, the ERS does help a little bit when you're accelerating through the gears, but it's very much more noticeable when you are in 8th gear and you turn it on. The car just seems to rev a lot higher. Big power slide there for the number 66. Again, it's going to kill the rear tires, so something we have to watch out for, and they may be the limiting factor here. Don't forget that we are only strategized for a single stop, so hopefully these yellow tires won't give away too soon.
Oh, very poor entry here.
Yes, very wide on the hairpin, just couldn't stop the car fast enough. And the last thing you want to do is slide through the hairpin, as the other cars are going to definitely beat you out to the exit, and you will not be fast enough on the straight. Turn 7, also a very difficult exit. Again, as you are accelerating hard, you are fighting for traction, but it does curve a little bit longer than you would expect, so you have to wait a little bit longer just to put full power to the rear wheels. And again, that is the hairpin.
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
The strategy with the hairpin is that you want to be able to point the car straight as soon as you can, or the soonest that you can, so that you can accelerate out onto the long straight. And that means late apex and a very slow entry. Here we are, Kamui very close once again to 1 and 2. From the helicopter, he's about 4 or 5 car lengths. This is turn 6 to the left, turn 7 to the right. Again, very tall grandstands here surrounding the hairpin, and that is usually where we sit when we go there to view the race, as the cars are going to be at their slowest, so you can have a very good look at them. Here as turn 3 falls down or falls away. Turn 7. Again, a very careful exit. We are riding on board with Kamui Kobayashi. That is the driving immersion number 66 just ahead. You can see there the speed advantage as he's got his DRS available to him. Coming into 8 and 9. Coming in again through the hairpin. We cross the DRS detection zone. Again, that DRS detection zone determines if you're going to be able to open it through the main straight or long straight here, going into 12 and 13, and exiting out of 12 and 13. So two zones where you can open it based on where you are as you enter the hairpin. So here as we brake, the DRS closes, but as we cross that line, we're able to open it once again to start the new lap. Nose cam of Kamui Kobayashi, we are having a look at the 66 to see if he's got an advantage anywhere on this track. There is the DRS detection zone.
These tires are running very hot here in Canada.
Yeah, having a look at the steering wheel, you can see here that the left rear, again, going through a lot of wear and heat as we accelerate out of these slow turns. And this is what would be a drone view if they're available for Formula One. I believe they will be one day. As Kamui was able to pull up beside and having a good look through turn 1. But the 66 remains ahead. Lap 14 of 70. If you have a look there on the upper right of the steering wheel, we have a surplus of 2.41 laps of fuel. I believe we started with 2.73, somewhere around there. So as this is a very fast track, we are going through a lot of fuel. And we are actually using what was determined. We're using an amount of fuel that was determined through the practice session. So this should be cutting it close by the end of the race. Coming in through 12 and 13 again. Cars behind at number 66 still have their DRS available. And we are using our ERS on that portion of the track just to stay ahead. there we got to look at the drop from turn 3 to turn 4. Again, it does drop away, but as soon as you turn into turn 4, which is to the left, it feels like the track is banked a little bit, so you don't fall too far coming out of 3.
Trying to make a little bit of fuel here.
Back on board, the concern grows for the fuel. As you can see now, we are down to 2.32. Again, there's a lot of full throttle racing here at Montreal. I believe it's 60% of the track here on full throttle, so we will be using a lot of fuel. And again, we did start out with nearly 3 extra laps. Of course, we could have probably put more than that, but again, if you look at our race, our last race in Monaco, we ended up with, I believe, 4 extra laps of fuel, somewhere around there, just because the racing was so slow. So again, looking at the numbers, you start off with nearly 3 laps of extra fuel. You don't think that you'll go through all of that fuel, but having a look again at the fuel we have here for the race, it is going away pretty fast. Now coming into 12 and 13, you can see here that Kamui has another good look. And out of the chicane, he's going to have his DRS open. Let's see what he does here coming into 1 and 2. Nope, nothing yet. So here we are again,
try to pull us.
going through 3 and 4. We're not able to get away from our teammate or Lando Norris. If we tried, we would be using more fuel, so we're going to try to remain just ahead and see if we can save fuel that way. But this early in the race, if we have lost a half a lap of fuel already, I think it would raise concern. And that is shaping our drive here in Montreal right away. So you heard there a little bit as we accelerated out of the hairpin. We lost traction again in the rear wheels as we accelerate out. And again, it's going to be something that we have to watch out for, other than overheating the tires. And again, when you do that, you lose traction. We have to worry about tire wear, as we are only planned to come in once. That is Kamui Kobayashi just behind us, our teammate. He did start the race on a set of hard tires, so he is actually going pretty well here to be able to keep up with us on a set of mediums. And our first stop, or our only stop, is, I believe, scheduled at lap 31. We should be able to go longer than that on this set of hards, unless he started with a set of used tires. Used to be just a few years ago that you would have to start the race on the tires that you qualified with, which would mean that
Big lock up there.
everybody here would be starting on the the soft red tires. But if you look down the grid, nobody has a set of red tires on at all. So I think as the years have gone on, the Pirellis have become more reliable or more durable, so they are able to last longer. I remember when the mediums would top out, or could only go as long as 26 laps. Now they're doing 31 and 35. story for the hard tires, though. There's still about 12 to 16 laps only, and that is if you have a fresh set.
I think if I get out of his DRS, I may be able to get away.
So again, just after several laps, you can see now that we are at 2.13 extra laps of fuel. And that means that if we're going to start saving fuel, we can't be racing with Kamui here. So for now, we're going to try to see if we can get away and take him out of our DRS zone. But here he is to the left, and he's able to sweep around through the straight because he had his DRS open.
See if I can save fuel.
So coming in to start lap 20, we are now behind him. And we just got a communication from Mars Medina that we may be able to save fuel, stay behind our teammate. So we're going to let him try to pull us here for just a few laps and see if we can, instead of full throttle, we can use our ERS. We can also lift early, which will also increase ERS. But here you can see that through the DRS zones, we're going to have our DRS. So we're actually driving faster than he is through those portions of the track. So we'll see how we do for the next couple of laps. Here we are coming in again through the hairpin. And very close to our teammate, so we will have DRS. There we are. 2 blue lights on the upper right of the steering wheel. For some reason it had turned off, so the wing closed. And there are a few situations like that where the 2 lights will just go out, or one of them. Now if the 1 light comes on, that means that you are available for DRS.
Battery charge is high. Let's use that overtake button a bit more.
So you have to activate the function, and once you do that, your wing opens and there will be 2 blue lights on the upper right of the steering wheel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out our channel, and it's free. Coming into the hairpin, you can hear a little bit that we are short shifting, driving into 8th gear a little bit sooner. Again, we're trying to save fuel or make fuel at this point. There we are, DRS activated. Drafting behind our teammate, we are lifting off the throttle, coming into 12 and 13 while maintaining a racing distance to our teammate. So if we can do this for a few laps and see if we can make fuel, it's going to be our advantage to stay behind our teammate. That is 3 and 4 from the helicopter. Number 5, just a slight left-hander there, or right-hander. This is 6 and 7. Again, another big set of grandstands for the fans to see the race. There's a hairpin, very good place to see the cars during the race. And as we have a look around, the Circuit Gilles Villenueve is actually on held on park roads, and the park is on an island here in the middle of the St. Lawrence River in Montreal. On the island is also a casino as well as a biodome. Don't know if they still use the biodome, but it's clearly visible when you enter the island. Now, during the race, there are no cars or no parking available on the island for spectators. The only way to come in is buy bus tickets, take a cab to the casino, or use the L, which is a subway that circulates through all of Montreal, and it's actually very convenient, because you can park far away somewhere in the city, park cheap, get on the L, and get to the island. Obviously, it's a subway, so you don't expect any traffic delays, and you can get here to the race on time and very well rested as you ride the L. Coming in again to start a new lap, we are racing behind our teammate Kamui Kobayashi here. We are in a situation where we are trying to watch our fuel. You can see now that we've gained about a tenth of a lap in the last 3 laps, staying behind him.
Definitely making fuel here.
So this part of the strategy is working. The other thing you have to consider if you're going to do this is, are you going to be able to get by and get away once you figure out that you've got enough fuel? But we're going to continue on here, staying behind him, letting him pull us for a while. Now that we know that we can make fuel. Lando Norris in 3rd place, still behind. Nope, that's Max Verstappen. So it looks like if you check the timing, Lando Norris may have come in for a pit stop already here at lap 24. That is Max Verstappen behind the number 66, and here he is coming in to the pits. So it looks like he put a set of hard tires on. Getting off his set of yellows. This is Oscar Piastri coming in. That is a set of hard tires, so 2 hard tires.
Actually, we have dropped the crowd.
So a very different strategy. And
wow, 16 seconds.
he may be one of the cars that is going to prove us wrong with a one stop if the tires on the 66 are not going to last long enough. Here he is racing with Sergio Perez and Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton still circling the track with a broken wing. It was successful for him in Monaco at the last race, and right now he is in 12th place with a broken wing. Let's see how he will do. Back to the 66. That is Kamui pulling in.
Don't know why.
Okay, Kamui's coming in for his stop now.
So he had a set of hard tires that can definitely do 30 laps, but he's coming in to change out at only lap 25. It's possible that they may have been used during practice. I believe our team, as well as the other
going
teams,
for a 2-stop. So now we've got 15 seconds ahead of 2nd place. That is our.
so here's a flurry of other cars.
Until we get to our first pit, our first and only pit. But again, we have to save fuel here.
And we are looking at Yuki Tsunoda putting on a set of hard tires. So there are plenty of teams that are using 2 sets of hards. Which indicates that obviously they are planning for another pit stop, as you can't just use one set or one type of tire for the race. You have to use 2 different compounds, which means they'll have to come in again for another set of tires. Being a 70 lap race, it's possible that they may be able to stretch these tires and come in for a set of the soft tires, the red striped tires, which will make them very fast. Having a look at our HUD on the lower right, the left rear is 25% worn and the right rear 21%. So we are putting a lot of wear on these rear tires. Lap 27, we do expect to come in, and 31. Power slide there as we accelerate out of turn 7 again. Just gotta wait till the car runs flat before you apply full throttle. So 2.04 extra laps of fuel. Whatever we saved has very quickly dissipated, as we are now obviously running in the lead, but without a car in front, so that we can't use our DRS. And that is going to require more throttle to go faster. And having a look at the car behind us, that is Lando Norris on a set of mediums.
Tyre condition still looking good.
I believe he still has to come in, and he is 12 seconds behind. So if he's planning for a one-stop, he will be a car that we'll be racing with at the end of the race. And we can only wait to see how it unfolds. The number 66 very well into the lead here, coming in through 8 and 9. There is the late apex coming out of the hairpin. You can see there the acceleration very well controlled. No slip that time. But look at the timing on the steering wheel. We are 1.7 seconds behind our fastest lap on this lap. And that only indicates that we are losing time to the cars behind.
Window now, and you're going to be on hards next time.
As you can look at the timing on the upper left, we are now only 10 seconds ahead of Lando Norris. I believe on the last lap we were as much as 2.5, so definitely that last lap was very slow here for the number 66. Having a look at Lando, he's only 9.7 seconds behind now. On board with the 66, exiting out of turn 7. Again, coming in through a DR zone, but we don't have anybody ahead of us. On lap 30, we are in the lead with a shrinking margin to Lando Norris. I think it was just 6 laps ago we were 12 and 15 seconds ahead. Now we're only 9 seconds. So he is coming fast, but we are due for a pit stop. Nope, not this time around.
Box, we're coming in this lap.
There we are. There's the call for the pit stop. And we are going to change out of these tires next time around.
Also, that pit entrance is to the left.
Yes, a little bit different from a lot of the other tracks. The pit entrance here and the pits are on the left side of the track. It has a very short braking area, so you kind of have to slow the car down before you approach it.
Wrong button.
And the pits here, coming in for a pit stop is actually doesn't cost a lot of time, as the entrance and exit are very short.
Come out P6.
I believe you can get in and out of the pits from the entrance to the exit, including the change of tires, in a matter of 15-17 seconds. So it is a very fast pit stop.
Go without saving fuel for now.
A very fast pit stop here at Montreal.
VSC deployed. The virtual safety car has been deployed. We need to keep a positive delta here. Slow down and maintain a positive delta. Right, drop your speed. Our delta's too low and we're going to risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
So again, coming out of the hairpin there, you see that we came to a near stop. There's a certain amount of time that you have to... There is the car that is retired, and again, that's Pierre Gasly in the Alpine. So the timing when the virtual safety car is announced, you have a very short amount of time to bring the speed of the car down, as you have to keep a distance from the cars in front and behind you. You can see here that we are 0.83 seconds ahead, or too fast, so it starts to count down right away. I believe it's 12 seconds.
Is ending. Maintain your pace until we get the green flags. VSC ending. Wait for the greens.
Okay, so VSC has ended. We are looking for green lights on our light boxes. Nothing doing. So I guess we just assume that it's green at this point. Usually the lights will turn green. The marshals will actually wave green flags on the side of the track. But very short safety car period, or virtual safety car period anyway.
Russell is 10-3.
Coming in through the start-finish line again, that is turn 1 and turn 2. The two cars ahead are Max Verstappen and George Russell. And they are, I believe, about 14 or 15 seconds ahead, considering that they put on a set of hard tires.
The car ahead, 10.6 seconds.
Well, Max put on a set of hard tires. He will be coming in again, as he's going to have to put in a different compound before the end of the race. So we're not too worried about him. George Russell 11 seconds ahead, which is directly in front of the number 66 here. He is on a set of mediums. At lap 34, it's not likely that the mediums are going to last till the end of the race, so we do expect him to come in as well. I don't know if it's his second set of tires. It should be, but he will not be able to finish the race on that set of tires. So third place here for the number 66. Mars Medina does not have to worry about the lead. We are keeping a hard eye though on that number on the upper right of the steering wheel, and that is the fuel surplus. Right now it's still positive, so we still have a surplus of fuel. 1.91 now of extra fuel. Taking a glance at the
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
mini track map at the lower left of your screen. You can see there are no cars nearby at this point, so we can't again draft and have somebody pull us through the lap to save fuel. So right now we are burning fuel. Now this is the halfway point, 35 laps out of 70. And again, we started with just under 4 laps of extra fuel. I believe it was 3.3 extra laps of fuel. So it's likely that we should be able to make it on this fuel. But again, it's very difficult to forecast that right now, because if we have an open track like this and we have to race another car, if they should be able to come up, it's going to burn a lot of fuel, and certainly we'll have to slow down and make fuel. So right now we are just driving very conservatively, trying not to burn fuel by going too fast. And we are short shifting and letting off the gas early here. The 2 cars ahead of us are 11 and 12 seconds ahead, but we won't have to worry about them for the end of the race. So the time difference now, we're going to have to just let them slip away. They'll have to come in anyway. So the car we're racing with is, well, actually Oscar Piastri. I believe he is on a set of hard tires. Yes, he is. So it may be him that we are racing with for the end of the race. And having a look at the standings here on lap 37, Norris, Leclerc, Kobayashi, all those cars still have to come in and change out, as well as Verstappen and Russell. And again, looking at the timing, they're all very close together. The number 66 here, 11 seconds behind George Russell in 5th place. The difference here to the top 5 is going to be washed out when they come in and change their tires. So the car that we are concerned with now, you just saw a little flash of orange in the background. That is Oscar Piastri in the McLaren. There he is. If he's got a fast car, and the McLarens are fast this year, he should be able to, or he may be able to make up the distance before the end of the race. Again, we don't have another plant stop, so this set of tires we've got to keep. As we circle here, that is 6 and 7. Under the bridge. No DRS as we come in through the start-finish line, and we are burning fuel.
Hot tires.
There's our teammate racing with Max Verstappen. And I believe this is 3 and 4. George Russell close in tow, coming in through 6 and 7 now. So from the helicopter, here are the cars that are ahead. Lando Norris in the lead with Charles Leclerc and the Ferrari just behind him. Lap 40 of 70, they're going to have to stop again before the end of the race. This is Charles Leclerc now, very close to Lando Norris. Let's see if he can put a pass together and get into the lead, coming in through turn 2. And it's going to open up into a DRS zone.
Right, the gap to the teammate ahead of us, 11.8 seconds.
There's a Sauber I just saw coming out of the pits.
So now lap 41, we have 1.64 extra laps of fuel, and we are burning through it very quickly here. We are looking for a car to draft off of and use our DRS to save fuel. And we're going to do that by letting off the gas early and coasting into the turns and short shifting. Again, that will save fuel, but it's going to mean that we will have a very slow exit out of the corners, so a slower lap. And we're looking at the timing on the upper left. As long as they don't get above 15 seconds, we should be able to pass them while they're in the pits. Because again, 1 through 5, they're going to have to stop before the end of the race. On board with Kamui. Max should be right behind him, along with George Russell. There we are. And you can see there that the McLaren and the Ferrari in 1 and 2 disappear just as we come in through the hairpin with Kamui. Again, looking around the track, you can see that it's still very much overcast. Looks like there's a lot of moisture in the air, but again, no forecast for rain, and none of it falling right now if it's coming. Don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps out our channel, and it's free. Back to the 66, 1.56
Pace
laps
is strong,
now.
but be aware, these tyres need to go the distance.
5. And here's our placement here. So we're not too far away. I think we just saw another car disappear in there. Oh, that is the Sauber that we saw coming out of the pits earlier. And we're trying to see here if we can get up to him and see if we can get a pull. Having a look at the timing, we are keeping our distance to the cars in front. We could probably let go of about 4 or 5 seconds and remain in the lead. Oh, cars coming in. That is Lando Norris, lap 44, coming in for a set of hard tires. And that is Charles Leclerc, also in for the pits. And I didn't see which tires he had on, but it looks like Lando here is using the strategy that we had initially introduced to us at the beginning of the race. So 2 mediums and then a set of hard tires. This is George Russell coming out with a set of hard tires. That is Oscar Piastri just ahead of him.
I believe that is Max. Also on our strategy, I don't know how Kamui got 12 seconds ahead.
Coming in through the Sweden straight onto 12 and 13. And the Wall of Champions, that is now Lando Norris in 4th place with Charles Leclerc just behind him. On the last lap, they came in for a set of tires. Both did, and you can see now that they came out just behind the number 66 Driving Immersion. So it's very likely here that we may not have been able to keep up with them if we went with a 2-stop. And right now we have a 1-stop, which is pretty much all we need for right now, because once we timed out or lapped out of the set of mediums that we had on, they were not too worn that we couldn't go fast enough. So a lot of these guys are using the tires at probably the very peak of their traction, and then taking them off or changing out when they start slowing down. I guess that's another fast strategy. As you can see here, that they are right in line with the 66, who's only stopped once. Looking at the skies, it hasn't changed since the beginning of the race. Still overcast, but at least no rain has fallen. Lando Norris with the driving immersion just ahead. And both cars will have their DRS available here. You can see Lando Norris's wing open. This is one of the Saubers just in front. He is given the blue flag, so we're not going to be able to draft off of him. In fact, there he is. He has to slow down and let us pass. We are now 1.36 laps of surplus fuel.
McLarens are racing each other.
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
So you just saw a flash on the screen there. That is the fastest lap of the race so far. On lap 49, this set of the hard tires has come into attempt. So they were very quick that lap. Now they are 198 in the left rear and 190 in the right rear. We are still putting a lot of pressure and wear and tear on the rear tires. There we are, another power slide coming out of 7.
No, that's a Ferrari, not two McLarens.
Following the road here on the track in Montreal, there is actually a rowing pool here to the left, part of the Olympics that was held here many years ago, and they still maintain it to this day.
Looks like Verstappen has come in.
Kamui is in the pits. Kamui in the pits now. Okay, this is Mark. I need you to stop cutting the corners. If you keep it up, the stewards are going to give you a penalty.
Yes, yes.
So turn 12 is actually very tempting to cut, as it is blind behind the barrier, but you want to be able to get as close to that barrier to your right when you make the right turn, because you're going to have to turn back to the left, and the sooner that you turn back to the left, the sooner you will be away from the wall of champions and accelerate out. There is red brick or red paving there, just like on a lot of these other turns, like turn 4. So you can actually drive on it without being on the grass, and that leads to a
So we are back in the lead. I believe everybody has had their stop.
Yes, so here, lap 51 of 70, 19 laps left to go. It looks like everybody has made their pit stops, including Kamui and Max, which were just ahead of us. Off into the short distance there, that is the second and third place of the Ferrari and the McLaren. very close, and they will have their DRS available to them very soon if we don't go any faster. But here we are trying to maintain our fuel surplus. As with most of the races we've had so far, our fuel usually improves, meaning that we have extra fuel at the end of the race, but looking at the fuel usage here, it's very possible that we may be cutting it close, as the fuel burns very quickly here throughout the lap. At the hairpin, Charles Leclerc is just under our wing. He had made it past Lando Norris, so he is going fairly fast now. And there we are, lapping the Williams before we enter turn 1. And because he does have he gets the blue flag as we are coming through, he has to pull over and let us pass. We're not able to draft off of him. There are a couple of situations once in a while that you'll be able to use the DRS on a car that you're about to lap. But it's very short term and very momentarily. Coming in through 8 and 9 here, you saw that Lando had a very good look at the Ferrari. But right now they're losing a little bit of time to the 66. Very close to the late apex here at the hairpin, exiting out.
Wow, that's 2 seconds off that lap.
With Lando Norris, that is the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc, coming in through 8 and 9. Very good entry and exit out of the hairpin, as we want to avoid any wheel spin. 1.09 laps of extra fuel now. We are burning too fast. Riding with Lando, you can see here that Charles Leclerc has a very good look at the number 66 coming in through the start-finish line. Very fast car with his DRS, and at the same time we are trying to save fuel. And very close now through 1 and 2 as we exit out. He's going to have his DRS available.
Tyre condition still looking good. 5 seconds.
So the field is bunching up behind us.
There we are. Kamui just got the fastest lap of the race. He is on a set of mediums.
Yep.
Coming in through the start-finish line, you can see here that Charles Leclerc is very fast. We swap positions, coming in through 1 and 2. And we thought we were going to get away there, but he had the inside exiting out of 2, and certainly more grip. So now he is ahead. So the number 66 back in second place, that is Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari. 1 lap of extra fuel.
Trying to save fuel behind
You
Leclerc.
see there that it does burn away pretty fast. So now coming in to start lap 58. The number 66 is in second place, again behind Charles Leclerc here. And at this point, we're trying to see if we can stay with him if he's too fast. So if we can stay with him and save fuel using our DRS, being in range, it's very possible that we may be able to put out an attack before the end of the race. As we are still having to watch our fuel here, we are now 0.97 and 98 laps of extra fuel. Our DRS activated, and you can see there that we are coasting a lot earlier into the turn and lifting off, so that is saving
Managing
fuel.
your tyres, manage your tyres.
Back up to 1.0, and let's just see how much fuel we can save. Obviously, once we get to lap 62 or 65, we don't have to be worried about fuel. Again, because we are on the throttle, full throttle 60% of the time around here, the fuel goes very fast. Under the wing at the hairpin. DRS available, there we go. Oh, came off again.
The car behind is dropping dropping back by about 0.3 a lap. Well done.
So lap 60 of 70, last couple of laps we had very good success staying with Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari here. And at the same time we are making fuel.
Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilize some of this energy. Come on.
Not mean to do that, not time to pass yet, but very big lock up there for the number 66. At this point of the race, I remember that at the start we had put in for 73 laps of fuel, but I was thinking that this lap or this race was going to go into 73 laps at this point of the race, so I'm holding back from having to pass him as I seem to think that we have a lot of extra fuel, or we will need more fuel than what we have now. But this race is only 70 laps, so we'll see when we pass. And we are holding back on passing, again, just to make sure that we have enough fuel for the race. Charles has a very good exit here coming out of the hairpin. However, we were still in range when we came in at the DRS detection zone, so we'll have it available here. And then again, once we exit out of turn 13, there we are. And this is going to afford us the ability to stay with him and save fuel at the same time. 0.93 laps of fuel.
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
So another time through the DRS zone where our DRS actually came off. I don't know if it's a malfunctioning button on our steering wheel where it receives a press as twice, meaning that it thinks I pressed it twice on and off. So you do have to keep an eye on those two lights on the upper right of the steering wheel. Again, lifting early to save fuel coming in through 12 and 13. Lap 62 of 70. I still think there are 73 laps based on the amount of fuel that we put in. So we are choosing to stay behind the Ferrari here of Charles Leclerc. So by lap 65, if we still have a very good fuel load, we are going to try to make a pass, and it seems like we're able to stay with him, so we should be able to pass him on these DRS zones. At least that's the plan. Cam of Mars Medina in the 66 Driving Immersion.
10 laps to go.
There we are. We're still thinking that there are 10 laps to go to lap 73, but there are only 70 laps.
You've lost some time to the carb behind.
So the danger here is that if we believe we have 73 laps and there's only 70, if I don't make that pass by the time we cross the start-finish line for lap 70, then obviously we've given away the top's podium spot. So watching from Lando Norris, that is the 66. Are we going to overtake the Ferrari very soon at lap 64? Or wait until after lap 70 and give away the race? Activated. He is a few car lengths ahead, but we are able to make up some time here as he does not have DRS available.
If you think you can get past, make use of the overtake button and see what you can do.
Not just yet.
Lap 65, here are the standings. We are in second place with the number 66 Driving Immersion. That is Charles Leclerc in the lead. Lando Norris just behind, Max Verstappen behind him. And then that is our teammate Kamui Kobayashi ahead of George Russell. So right now there is a train of cars and it is being held by Charles Leclerc here in the Ferrari.
Not able to get away.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps out our channel and it's free. Lap 66 now of 70. We are able to stay with Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari, but when is the 66 going to make the pass? So here we are approaching 12 and 13 again. You can see there that the DRS falls off or comes off. The second blue light turns off. However, we're not getting a fault through
Catching
the
the car
pit.
ahead, well done, but be aware these tyres need to get us to the end of this race.
So it's very possible that it may be a malfunctioning DRS button here on our steering wheel. DRS, you can see now that we have 0.80 laps of extra fuel. That's definitely enough to finish the race. It is now again lap 67, so very possibly that the 66 Driving Immersion will try to get by anytime soon. Now he did get a very good jump out of the hairpin. But keep in mind that we will have DRS available again after the start-finish line here. There we are. Actually, before the start-finish line. very hard to pass here on lap 1, or turn 1. There had been many crashes on lap 1 into turn 1, as it's very tricky, because you have to go right back to the right into turn 2. But none of that happening today. We are closing the end of the race here in Montreal, with the number 66 following just behind Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari. We are waiting for a pass. Right now the 66 is very fast on the straight, very able to keep up with the Ferrari with the DRS. And the last 10 laps have been spent behind the Ferrari here, just to save fuel in the number 66. Very different race for us here at Montreal. Usually at this time of the race, there is surplus fuel, and it is the car makes fuel at this time. But right now at Montreal, it's going a different way. And the 66 very close here. Are we going to get by? We are side by side as we start. As we cross the start-finish line, and now we are ahead of Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari. Should be enough fuel to get away now. So lap 69 of 70. At this point, we are still thinking there is 73 laps based on the amount of fuel that we put in. So when we cross the start-finish line again for the last lap, we'll get notified that that will be the last lap, and that will be I guess a happy moment for the 66. There we are. There's the word from the pit crew that this is the final lap. And all we have to do is keep the cars behind, not make any mistakes. There is a back marker just ahead, and that is one of the Saubers. You can see there along the track that he is getting the blue flag as well as the blue lights and the light boxes. But should be inconsequential here for the race. He's going to let us by now, and we just have to get to the start-finish line at the end of this lap. But it's been a couple of very difficult races in Imola here and at
Very deep.
Monte Carlo. So both cars very deep into the hairpin, but again, inconsequential now as we are quite a distance from second place.
For them.
When we cross the start-finish line here, that will be the finish, and we will have our first win after a few races with a new engine that was
Nice one.
very slow.
On to the next one.
Very good win.
Fantastic drive. That's just fantastic. Amazing. You deserved that race win. Well done, mate.
So that is a win here for Driving Immersion in Montreal, also the driver of the day.
That's it for another magnificent Canadian Grand Prix, and they've hung on to take a sublime victory here today.
And the celebrations go on in Parc Fermé. You can see just how much this means to them. The team are absolutely mobbing their driver because we know that this keeps them in the title fight, and we now see what it means to them as a whole.
Well, I'm thoroughly exhausted after the excitement of that race, but I'm sure it's nothing compared to our drivers here. They've worked hard to make it up there, and it's great to see them make their way onto the podium now.
There we are at the top step of the podium. If you made it this far, thanks for watching the race here at Driving Immersion. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe so you can get notified when the next race is coming. Again, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.